Hello, everyone. Hello, beautiful people. How are y'all doing today? How are y'all doing? Let's get some music going here. So, kind of where we're at right now, just so y'all are aware, is we basically have. I never got an email back from the person that won yesterday, and I don't want it to be like a vicious cycle of not of it like repeating, right? And like keep entering everybody. So kind of the plan today is we're gonna just give it away live in stream. So if you are watching, you have a pretty good chance of winning because now it's not everybody, it's just who's here. That way I can get it to you. If you are not following, like if you follow me, I can send you it as a message. So if you win, I would suggest doing that, as then I can just PM it to you directly through Twitch, which should help things out on that regard. But it's good to see that y'all are doing well. It's good to see that y'all are doing well. That's fantastic. So kind of where we're at on Absolution is we got +1 max cold res on the gloves, so that was kind of cool. I got added lightning damage to spells, and the increased energy shield for equipped gloves and boots is good, I guess. Even though it's not really giving us a ton of benefit now, it could potentially later. I have my ES on block shield, I have my Corpse Walker boots, and I got my Queen's Hunger and my Darkness Enthroned, and then I have a minion damage trigger wand. Hey, how's it going? So it's not the best wand in the world, but it gets the job done and it gets me trigger, which is fantastic. Overall, the build's doing very, very well, especially with bossing. How are y'all's builds going? Like, how is y'all's experience as of right now going through with the new league? I got my first altar, and I finally have Uber Lab, which is fantastic. It only took me till 84 to finally get a trial. Fair enough. Fair enough. That happens to the best of us. That happens to the best of us. Okay, okay, I see how it is, Mr. 2X. I see how it is. While we're waiting for like people to actually get in and all, I guess we can go ahead and uh run a map and so y'all can kind of see some of the changes. I did change gems around a little bit. So I added lightning pin and took out minion damage here. We're doing summon carrying golem ray specter fortify in minion life. I wanted these to be a little tankier. Feeding frenzy I added on to raise zombie. The reason why I changed some of the gems around is I actually removed the convocation just due to the actual like ability to run trigger. Basically required some sacrifice there. And so I had to get rid of something, and it was like convocation or flame dash, and flame dash is too important to making the build feel well. So we lost convocation, so I did make some changes due to that. I also did have an animate guardian up and running. It did die to a crazy rippy boss that was also possessed, like twice possessed boss. So I decided to just put Fortify on. It actually got most of my um it got most of my minions, which was kind of unusual. That was the first time that I really lost like a bunch of minions. I've lost like a minion or two here or there, but that one actually like tore through like all my minions basically. I think I had like 2 zombies left. It was nuts. Yeah, it did. It hurt a ton. It also one shot both of us at one point. So it was crazy. And but yeah, the actual build itself still doing exactly what I wanted to do. Very good at bossing. Oh, you'll also notice I have a endurance charge now. We got a endurance charge craft ring, and even though we don't get the most kills with this build, like we get some kills, not enough to keep it like consistent, where it like where you're always at like 3 endurance charges, especially with using Mortal Call. But it is really nice to have the ability to get the endurance charges. And if it's real heavy pack size, we'll normally get endurance charges through that. Now that's not the best thing as far as like ring enchants go, but it's not horrible. Kind of the best thing that you would possibly be looking for would be if you could get lightning damage leached as life, which is an actual essence craft, in conductivity. Now that's not super likely to happen where you could get both on a single ring. So you may have to divide that over 2 rings, like get a conductivity ring and then also get a lightning damage leached as life. I mean, it'd be really nice if it was both on one, and I may try to craft that ring, and that'd be kind of like a project for me to do. Ooh, we got Maven stuff. Oh, nice. So now we have both of the modifiers. That was my second one. Oh, Harvest, fantastic. So we definitely want speed here. It's a shame I don't have a convoking wand. Because if I had a convoking wand, you can possibly get either cast speed for minions, or you can get um, cast speed for you, which is pretty nice. We only have one of those, which is unfortunate. Oh, well, we can use those with cold. See if we get a high yes base. I'm actually not really looking at the rolls because they don't matter. I'm looking at the energy shield numbers because that's really the only thing that matters on this to me. Is if I can get like T1 ES, that'd be fantastic. For speed on those, it wasn't good. But that's alright. Harvest is kind of like, it either gives you a lot of juice, because like sometimes Harvest is just like insane. And then most of the time, Harvest is just like a chaos spam. And chaos spams are still good, turns out. But we'll just keep plugging at it and hopefully we'll get something decent. And I don't have like influence mods where I can start doing some of the crazy stuff. Like if you are wanting to do the like if you're like I already got a horror for the helm, which is fantastic. So like this rage doesn't really do anything for us. So I'm gonna convert that over and hopefully get something that does. And hey, we got flat lightning damage or lightning res, or increase lightning damage on jewelry, which is good. So that's actually useful. Caster modifier is pretty good too. See if we can't get +1 to all levels. We did not. That's all right. Then back to trying to make good gloves. All right. And the other thing, like, if you're gonna like go heavy into harvest, um, you'll get better at the role deciding. Basically, I try to have like one specific thing that I have in mind. Then if it doesn't work, that's fine. Like if it doesn't go through, that's perfectly fine. And if it does go through, fantastic. Right? It's just that much better. Okay, uniques into other uniques. Let's go Mage Blood. That is not a Mage Blood. It's also not a Mage Blood. Unfortunate. Sacrifice a div card. So on these, there's not really, it's like pure luck sack. So you can either use something that is valuable, or you can use something that is not valuable. It's kind of personally up for you. It's like whatever you're willing to risk. I'm trying to see if I have anything like crazy that is super worth doing. I don't really. Probably my best bet is Emperor Purity, which doubled. Sweet. All right, Chaos. Actually, Chaos is very good. I might pay a little more attention to these. Rip. No, yes. No. 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 I mean, that's the rolls we want, just not the numbers we want to see on that, unfortunately. Like, I got the rolls I wanted, just really bad numbers. And that happens sometimes. And, like, that's the thing with, even with deterministic crafting, because there's such wide variety of mod pools, and without having the hunter stuff, like, hunter bases, especially like hunter chest, for this kind of a build is fantastic because you can either roll crit, which only has one modifier, or you can roll caster, which has two modifiers, and both of them are very good for you because it either gives you offering or a spell crit chance. I take that back. Crit has two modifiers. It's attack crit or spell crit. So it depends on what is socketed in there, which one of those two modifiers you want. You can make both of those work, which is also nice. Also very, very nice. But welcome in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm kind of just giving it a few minutes to breathe as far as the giveaway is concerned. But this won't be like yesterday's stream where we go for a very long time. This will probably be a fairly quick to the giveaway part. I'm just kind of waiting to get people in. That way I can give it to you. On a side note, if you do follow on Twitch and you win, I can just DM it directly to you. So you're more than welcome to do that. More than welcome to do that. And then we're just kind of running a map with Absolution. The other nice thing about taking out Convocation is our boss damage is a little bit better for the most part, just because our Absolution minions normally are not in melee range, which is a good thing. Those being in melee range can actually take away quite a bit from it. All right, so now we have all three, which is fantastic. And then we can get rid of that. So we definitely do not need that. The other thing with him opening up rolls on jewelry, so previously you could only get like conductivity rings, for instance, or like on this one, like we have minion speed on this ring. That was previously reserved to. It was previously reserved where you could only get that modifier if you were on a certain influence type. They removed a lot of those modifiers, so it's definitely worth basically IDing every ring that you see, just in case you get one of those really good rolls that you're looking for. And then kind of where we're at with the passives, so we have all this done, which is our guaranteed section. We got all of our betrayal stuff done, and now we are. Well, I was going to work on Searing Exarch, is kind of what I was going to go into, but I just opened up Eater of Worlds. So this is increased chance and duplication, where this is more currency duplication. So I think I'm going to go for the chance here and go ahead and get these because I'm about to run those type of maps. And then once we do that, I will go ahead and swap over to another type of map. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at here. But I appreciate y'all coming for the stream today. I really, really do. And if y'all have any questions, feel free to ask. I do not mind answering. I can do that while mapping pretty easily normally. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of a talking point of mine. I think immunity phases is just lazy game design in general. Like I feel like I understand why they do it, right? Because they don't want people one-shotting bosses. But I think the better alternative is to make a better designed boss than have immunity phases. Because immunity phases really negatively impact a lot of playstyles. And it really helps other playstyles. So it's like miners benefit huge from immunity phases. Just realized my auras were off. Because what miners can do when there's an immunity phase is they just preload full bore and then they can just, nuke down whatever. Which isn't I don't think that's the play style you want to reward. If that makes sense. Like the preload play style, that's why it's popular, is because of immunity phases. If there wasn't immunity phases, people wouldn't play preload skills nearly as much. So it's like they're incentivizing the behavior they're not wanting to happen. Because what preload playstyles do compared to like a non-immunity boss is if you preload, then you're essentially one-shotting and phasing as soon as it comes down, like as soon as it's out of the immunity phase and putting it back into an immunity phase, which is what immunity phase gating is supposed to prevent. And so to me, it's just kind of, I don't know, it's a little counterintuitive because they're rewarding what they don't want to happen instead of just changing the damage mechanics in a way that is interesting. Like a way that they could do it where it makes sense is that, like, what if they just gave bosses like an immortal call, for instance, right? And did like a 75% damage reduction that applied instantly and it lasted so many seconds. Right. If they did something of that nature, then if you had a really high damaging build, you're still going to get through the boss at a pretty quick rate, but you're also not encouraging the preload play style, and you have to keep engaging with the boss the entire time, even during that phase, or even during that interaction. And I think that's probably the right way to design it. Cirrus is interesting. I think the problem with the storm thing is that GGG likes to have a layer of mystery with new stuff and not pre-explained mechanics. And there's a certain risk there that if it isn't completely obvious, people will miss what they're supposed to do. And I think that's the reason for the storm changes, is instead of teaching people to play the mechanic in an intuitive way, like the storm, if the storm was, if you're not going to introduce it in a different way, like they did with the other mechanics, right? The other mechanics you saw before you fought Shaper or in Cirrus in one form or another. If they'd have done something like that with the storms, then it would have been fine. And yeah, that's a good point too. Also, like the monochrome does not help in-game boss fights. Like, use contrasting colors. They actually, from what I've seen of the new boss fights, they look pretty contrasting, so you can kind of see what's going on, which is good. But I think Cirrus is just a example of, they could have introduced the storm mechanic earlier and like how to move the storm around. And if they'd introduced that in a way which wasn't the boss fight, I think people would have figured it out and it wouldn't have been a big deal. And they could have not nerfed it. But since they didn't design it in a way where people experienced it before the fight, and it wasn't necessarily intuitive gameplay design that you control the storms, right? There's no like voice lines or anything like that that really indicate that you need to make a change for the storms. And I think that that's one of the things that could have been done better. And hopefully that's something you learn from and just introduce, like, to me, Shaper is probably, Shaper and Itziri are probably my two favorite boss fights in the game. Shaper because it's so well introduced before you get to Shaper that when you fight him, you know exactly what to do. Like, there was really no learning curve with Shaper. You already knew it. Okay, 4. We can get out of here. Then with Itziri was just cool because it was the first like really challenging boss fight, and it's still one of the more challenging boss fights, which is really nice. Like, it's held up pretty well. Now, the damage now kind of outscales it a little bit comparatively, but the actual boss fight itself is pretty well designed, which I hope they would do more like it, where it's simple to understand and difficult to master. I feel is the best way of approaching boss fights. So if the mechanics are very telegraphed and simple to understand, it makes it where one, when you die, you figured out you made a mistake, compared to if it's not well telegraphed, you feel like the game robbed you. And you kind of want the feeling that you made the mistake, I think personally. Like, I think that that's a healthier way of going about it. And like, oh, I could have done this better. Like, that's what I'm looking for as far as what I want to see out of a boss fight, if that makes sense. But Cirrus is up there. Like, Cirrus is definitely better designed than Maven. I don't like the memory game thing. I think that's silly. I don't want to play Simon Says in the middle of a boss fight. But that's a me thing. Not a fan. Hey, what's going on? How goes it? So, kind of for those of y'all that are tuning in now, what we're going to do is I'm kind of just waiting to get people in. Once we do, we're going to give away an Elite Emberkeep supporter pack. I did do a drawing yesterday. However, that person did not claim it. And I did put a 24-hour stipulation on that because I didn't want it to, one, take like a week to get the supporter pack to somebody, because that's just a pain on my end. Yes, absolutely. Maven, you either like Simon Says or you don't. Like, I think the boss fight itself is good. I just don't like Simon Says in my ARPGs. But that's me. Like, I get that that's like a specifically me thing, right? It's not that it's necessarily poorly designed. I just feel like it's very counterintuitive for the type of game we're playing. It's like Lab, right? Like, Lab is kind of counterintuitive to the game that we're playing. That, and the other thing about the memory game specifically is like the processing time is one thing. The mobility is another thing, right? Because even if you can process it at the correct speed at which it's running, you also have to be able to get to where you need to be. So it's also like a positioning thing. So you kind of want to be like dead center in the room for it. So it's actually a fight that Melee's pretty good at, other than Maven's mechanics, which are not the most melee friendly. I guess it's not too bad if you have spell suppression, but it's interesting. It's definitely interesting. So essentially what we're going to be doing today, I got distracted by chat, is we're going to be doing that giveaway live with viewers. So here in a little bit, I'll have everybody just comment in chat. That way I can get everybody's names added. This won't be a particularly long deal before we get there. Just kind of seeing if we're going to get more in, because I do want to give people a chance to get in on the action if they would like to. And I'm kind of excited to give away a supporter pack. That's really cool. I enjoy things like that. I like giving back to you guys. Because I enjoy this hobby quite a bit. And I've had a lot of fun with it. Oh, DD. Helps if I read. Helps if I read. But yeah, so we'll be doing that fairly soon here. And then if y'all have any questions about the build or PoE in general or anything at all, feel free to ask. We're getting there as far as the maps. Yesterday I was in white maps. Today, well, I've already done red maps today. I've already done a couple of T11s. Oh, Saint's Treasure. Augers. Where's that double? That's the one I want doubled. And then it'll delete them. Let's get out of here. We did get some items. I'll probably slow down a little bit on these items because these, I haven't read all of these. Well, a unique enemy is in your presence. 13 to all Ellie res. That seems kind of interesting. 20% chance to ignite. That's pretty good. And just a straight 8 to all Ellie res. That's pretty good too. Just getting a straight 8 to all Ellie res. Oh, interesting. So Carnal Armor has an implicit. It actually has an implicit. So it takes off the natural implicit and replaces it with the rolled implicit. That's interesting. That's interesting. We'll go ahead and put these guys in a separate tab. Because who knows, there may be vendor recipes. There may be vendor recipes with turning those in, so it might be worth saving those guys. I did already drop a 6 link, even though I'm not using it. Well, I didn't drop the 6 link. It was in one of my rituals. But I guess I can go ahead and get started with everybody's names. All right, so we got Keith. Yes, Sirius is 100% the more you do it, the easier it gets. And then if you're watching, you haven't said anything in chat, if you wouldn't mind saying some in chat, that way I can get you added, and then we'll get this giveaway going. Hey, how's it going? And then if you're watching on Twitch, just so you are aware, and it looks like I'm missing a couple on YouTube. Okay, YouTube guys, if y'all can comment in, I can get you added. And then, all right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, so we are about to give away the supporter pack. No, this is 100% live giveaway. So I did the one that included subscriber yesterday. It did go to a subscriber or follower. However, I did have a stipulation and that we had to get it added in to basically you had to like claim it within 24 hours because I don't want it to be like an ongoing thing where it just never doesn't get given away. And the person that won never got back to me. Let me double check email one more time just to be on the safe side because I don't want to. Yeah, no email. So because of that, I am going to give away basically live to you guys since y'all are here. Because I was in the giveaway details as well that we're going to be doing this live. So here's kind of our list. And then orange, I think, is the only one I don't have on here. But that's because we talked earlier and he didn't want me to give it to him. But if you don't see your name up here, comment, either in Twitch or in YouTube. That way I can get you added. Wonderful. Hey, guys. All right, getting y'all added. Then let's see. Oh, good call. Good call. Oh, cool, Keith. Yeah, we're doing a wheel. So, all right. So I think we got everybody. Yeah, exactly. Like I'm a big fan of transparency. And so I want it to be where like y'all get to see everything. So I think that adds the excitement of it. Now if you do win, if you are on Twitch and your name is from YouTube or whatever, just remind me. That way I can get it to you because I can actually like DM you directly through Twitch. If you're a follower, I can just DM you the key. And then if you are on YouTube, I'll have you email me. Oh, no, I have not. But I did make it where you can link stuff now. So I fixed that part. Looking like Sprat? It's Sprat. Congratulations, Sprat. Let's see if I have you on. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, let me go into my creator dashboard and I think I can actually see if you are a follower, and then I think I can just DM you. You are a follower. Fantastic. So let me pull up handy dandy email. And let me find the one from GGG, and then I will get you the code here in just a moment. Go ahead and test it and let me know that it works. I'm whispering it to you now. So what you're going to do if you have not done one of these before is you're going to go to Path of Exile, and I'll show you on stream. Then go to Shop, and then go to Redeem Key under Shop. And then you should be able to just put the key in right here, and then hit Check Key, or I think it has a Continue button right here. But go ahead and test that out. Make sure it works while you're still on stream. And that way we can make sure that you actually get it and it's working. And then if it doesn't, I can get with, yes, quad tabs are fantastic. It's also worth noting, like, whatever's on special, because you're getting like good value comparatively. And I believe it's 600 points in this supporter pack. So 600 point supporter pack. And they might do the new stash tabs next weekend, since they haven't done it yet, if you're wanting those. But you can always go into microtransactions. Also check bundles. Bundles also normally is good value. Because like you can get 6. Yeah, oh yeah, no problem. No problem. It's cool. I just want to make sure it's working. That way if I need to get in touch with Grinding Gear Games, I can. Yes, they do stash tab sales fairly regularly. And they also do like bundle sales fairly regularly. And the bundle sales are normally fantastic. And the new gym tabs are 40 each. As far as like, if you don't have any stash tabs, yeah, they're normally not till the next weekend. Is normally when they add them. But if you don't have any stash tabs, I do really recommend the currency one. It is fantastic. Then like I would kind of go in order of like currency, and then probably maps are probably the two most important of the like specific ones. And then after that, I would probably go get a couple of quad tabs. And then you can get into the more unique stuff like Delve and Metamorph. Unique isn't bad. Yeah, Frag's pretty good too. Blight is okay. Div cards is pretty good just because there's a lot of div cards. Yeah, but currency and maps are definitely the big two. And then the quads are really big. Flask is also pretty nice if you're like me and you like, okay, fantastic. Fantastic. I'm glad it worked for you. And congratulations. Congratulations. That's awesome. And now you also have a sick looking cosmetic too. So this is the cosmetic. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for supporting me. I appreciate it. But yeah, it's pretty sick looking cosmetic. But yeah, it's 600 points. And like the artwork on this is insane. Like the artwork this time around on like the frames is just crazy good. Yes. And it's like different than a lot of the ones in the past too, which is nice. Like it's not one that looks the same as a bunch of other ones, which I really like that they went a little more unique. Like the worm collar one is not as unique, unfortunately. The other one that I really like on the, well, I guess it's down further below. I also really like the Ravager one. This guy. I think this is really neat looking. It has good like Eldritch vibes to it. And it's got like a decent color combination. I like this one. But yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Very sick. Very sick. Well, and it's actually kind of cool doing this live because then I get to see like, hey, it's working. Like that's nice, and it doesn't have to be like a back and forth thing. So I might do more like live stuff in the future because it's just easier. Um, oh, I got a no regen. I need to read map mods. Yes, that's the other thing is that is upgradable. Because even though you didn't purchase it, I technically did. So you can absolutely upgrade that to the big boy if you would like to. Absolutely. Okay. I'm gonna have to get a mana flask. This is not working. All right, be right back. that is not going well. Oh. And then the other thing is like if you have just premiums, is you can also filter. Like if you click on these, or like quads work the same way under this affinities tab. Like I don't have a flask tab, but I kind of have a flask tab. Just because you can filter it as long as it's a premium tab, you can filter it by the new affinities. Which is pretty cool. What on earth is on this map? Nothing too crazy outside of no region. I just got mega bleeds. Oh, and all my minions are dead. That's lovely. But I will say, it does feel significantly better once you get Corpse Walker and the Queens going. All right, got the 2 important specters out of the way. Guess we'll grab a second host. Yeah, yeah, it happens. It happens. Okay, so yeah, give me 1 scarab. Hello? Also helps if I remember turn on auras. I'm still not really 100% sure how the new things work. Because, like, last time it had an aura. Of course, this is my first time running a map with this one, where it just had extra mobs pop up. So, it'll be interesting to see. But yes, give me scarabs. I like scarabs. Scarabs are good. But yeah. The no region is kind of bad, as like I have a billion layers of region on this build. But it's still doable. Just need to play smarter than I was originally. Okay. But yeah. Yep. But yeah, if y'all have any questions whatsoever, feel free to ask away. Oh, that's cool. So I haven't seen one of these before. So I can get 2 additional gems. I don't know if I will, well, we'll just keep piling on these things. Like compounding stuff. Oh, nice. Okay. Okay. This is interesting. So this one's like you just interact with the altars and it makes them scary and they give you a reward. Okay. Or it gives you. Hmm. Interesting. Interesting. No, I do not. I do not. I'm pretty sure it does, even though it necessarily shouldn't. Cool. So we'll do Skellies. Like, it's supposed to be fine, basically, essentially on both. It should theoretically be fine. It is more of a bandwidth limitation than anything else. So, like, yesterday, for whatever reason, and then there's also like a priority queue to it. So, like, I don't know why, but Twitch just seems to handle it better than YouTube does for whatever reason. Like, it just seems to respond better. It seems to have better quality, seems to be smoother. And YouTube is technically the first priority. So I'm not 100% sure why that is. But yeah, if anything, Twitch should be worse than YouTube, if anything. But I haven't seen it actually work that way. All right, I'm here, Tim. Did you already kill all the side stuff? Because he is invulnerable. Huh. Then why is the one invulnerable? Well, this one shouldn't be invulnerable. I'm gonna go double check the side stuff. Because it should be once these are. Oh, you might have to move him away from right there too, because you normally fight him more in the middle. Um, like I normally fight him over here, but he's like actually invulnerable, which is kind of crazy. Ah, problem solved. Oh, this is like our typical deal. Like we run together a lot. Um, yeah. I mean, it happens, bro. Yeah, we all make mistakes. Yeah, see, now he takes damage. But yeah, if he's not taking damage, it's normally always a oh, that one's not taking damage. Okay, check sides on this side, I guess. Okay, you're already doing that one. Let's go down. Yeah, this one's dead. Maybe we need to lure him down into like the normal fighting area. Unless there wasn't a mob killed back there. I'm gonna just kind of back him off. Because so he shouldn't have that little invulnerable thing under him. Okay, there we go. Yeah, he's not taking damage. Oh, there. Did you kill the top left guy? Yeah. So it's weird. So normally I get all the currency is what normally happens. And then Tim gets like all the scrolls of wisdom, right? Like all of them. I don't understand how it works mathematically. It just tends to work that way. This time, I have gotten all the scrolls of wisdom, and he has gotten all the exalts. Wolf. Yeah, there's definitely it's definitely bugged. There's no sense waiting an hour on that. I'll let you at it. Um, but yeah. But yeah, he's gotten the exalts this time. But I did get the shafts, so I mean I can't complain too much. It's shafts pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, is that what it was? Okay, okay, okay. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Yeah, this is normal. This is normal. There we go. Nice. All right. And now we get Shadow of Hunger. Cool, cool, cool. But yeah. That's fun. But anyway, uh unfortunately, I have stuff to do today. That's the other reason I wanted to do the quick giveaway. But I am very very glad that I got to give it away. And congrats again, Sprat. I'm happy for you. And yeah. So kind of what will happen from here is sometime in the next couple of days, I'll do a build guide update for this guy. And then hopefully I'll have the 4 new boss videos out fairly soon as well. I'm kind of planning on trying to shoot for those going forward. I think that's kind of the goal for today and tomorrow is try to get to those 4 bosses, or start progressing at least to the 4 bosses and get those knocked out, and then probably like midweek or maybe end of week I'll try to have like build guide and hopefully boss videos out for everybody, for anyone that wants spoilers and like mechanical view and all that kind of stuff. But I do appreciate y'all coming, and again, congrats to Sprat. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Very, very happy for you. And y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will catch you guys later. You're welcome.